Hello, happy Friday. I am hopeful that I actually may have figured out what issues I was having with the thumbnails. So when I do my audio check right now, I'm going to check the thumbnail as well. Oh, it's bad. It's worse. Hmm. Do we have audio at least? That's crazy how much worse it is. Hmm. Well, we have audio, so that's a win. I'll take that as a Friday win. Let me make sure too, real quick. Am I just hearing myself? Yeah, okay. I it sounded kind of like my microphone feed was coming out of my laptop, and so I was like twice as loud in my office, which is fun for me, but probably no one else around. Granted, I don't think anyone else is around. I haven't seen anyone today yet, but I still want to be demure, calm, courteous as possible. I don't have much to talk about. I realized this morning though that like kind of the whole point of my hold on, this is pretty crazy. Like it sounds like I have a different compression setting on or something. I sound different. Maybe I just woke up with a bassier voice. That could be it too. Um, but I realized after my whole live stream about uh, mishaps that I did not actually talk about the biggest one that was uh, like kind of what I had meant to talk about primarily. And it is that made the big live stream where I was like, okay, I'm eating my words, I'm assimilating, um, and I came around on Canva. So let me tell you what happened. Because when I had that big ideological awakening, some might call it, I wasn't actually using Canva. I was using, that's what it is. I'm talking to the wrong side of the mic. Oh, that's like embarrassing. There we go. How are we liking this? I'm turning down actually the wrong feed. I want to turn down what I sound like, not the output. Okay, cool. Um, I was using Adobe Express, which you would think actually would probably be better than Canva, but it did something funky to me. And I haven't been able to find literally anyone online that experienced the same thing, which is crazy because in our lovely, lovely world of Reddit and Twitter and just countless forums that people willingly share their opinion and advice on, I cannot believe that I am the only person in this world that has experienced the blip of epic proportions that I experienced, which is before the holidays, I made a whole bunch of cute wrapping paper like themes. Like cute, I did some on live, but I was using Adobe Illustrator and it was way slower. And I found out afterwards that I was not live streaming any audio that day. So I can't remember if that live is still up or if I took it down because there was no audio. But after trying and failing to do it cute on Illustrator, I was like, okay, well, that's a fun idea. Let's do it on Adobe Express. So I put together like a carousel of 5 holiday wrapping papers, all of which were Driven Catalyst themed. They were so cute. I was really proud of them. One of them was like sweater knit, but half arcade. And I like came back the next day and Adobe Express had cleared out some of the assets slash had replaced them with other things. So I had snowmen that were all wearing like cutesy hats and scarves, and for some reason they like replaced them with like AI looking trees and stuff like that. And so my designs look crappy, bad, horrible. And now I have trust issues with Adobe Express, which I already was like so on the fence about using Canva slash Adobe Express. And Then this happened, which is so annoying because I really want to be better about us having like weekly graphics up on our Instagram, and I like want to be more on top of that. That's like one of my goals for this new year. Which by the way, let me check in on my Tic-Tac-Toe app too that I told y'all about earlier this week. Put a pin in that. But like I was really excited about Adobe Express making that sort of an easier workflow, and I was like, you know what, like I'm gonna probably be able to like really churn them out. And then that happened, and it was so irritating, and the fact that no one else is talking about that happening to them online just makes me believe that I have the worst luck slash I'm living in a reality that like no one else is living in, which is like annoying, and I don't like I don't want to be that girl, but like let me talk y'all through it. I have bad luck. Like I have bad luck. I have good luck too. Like I have luck, I guess. I have life happens to me in the same way that it happens to everyone else. I don't think I'm unique, but I am the youngest daughter, and the oldest daughter has really ridiculous luck. Like won something from a claw machine as an 8-year-old, and that is the shadow I have self fulfillingly lived in. That's a choice I made. No one else's fault. But like man, my sister just has phenomenal luck. The world smiles down on her, as it should. No complaints there. But sometimes it is like laughable, and this isn't about Canva anymore. This is just a larger statement about vibes. It's like funny how sometimes like my car is breaking down on the side of the road, and like I'm just having to wait it out and like grin and bear it, you know what I mean? Roll with the punches, baby girl. And like I don't know, like she's the kind of person that like her car breaks down and the tow truck is passing by and they went to the same college as her, and actually like her best friend from college's second cousin is this didn't really happen, but like this is the kind of stuff that happens to her. Like she just moved and like was driving to the new town they're living in with her husband and like trying out different places in the community to like get a feel for it, kind of amp themselves up for moving there because it's further away from where they had been living. And like actually had like a moment where they ran into someone for like no reason they knew somehow, and like there was some connection. It was just this lovely serendipitous moment where like it felt like everything in the world was aligning and smiling down on the choices that she was making. And it makes me as a little sister so happy to know, and I love it, and it like made me tear up when I was hearing about it. But I can't say I'm not a little bit like there's a tinge of bitterness because I am the stranded on the side of the road sister. I'm the roll with the punches baby girl sister, and it gets old. And just actually the best example of that right now is the fact that Adobe Express just decided to take all of the assets that I had put in and for no reason replace them with AI generated random assets. So that was like a major mishap for me, and actually like the loss of hope and faith in life and my productive workflow for the year, only being a little bit dramatic here. But so that happened, and I can't believe I didn't remember to talk about it on my mishaps live stream. That like really like I was going about my life and then remembered that, and I was like, man, what a flop to not remember that one. But that is what can happen to you when you just sort of aimlessly talk on live. I hope it is I hope it feels natural and interesting and accessible and endearing though still nonetheless. But yeah, all of this is probably too coming from a place of my sister lives near my old college town right now, and there's snow there, and I'm so jealous. but thrilled. Once again, nothing but goodwill, nothing but love. I'm jealous though, and I think that's fair. But yeah, it's been a good week. First week back after the holidays, getting stuff in order. We are working on some influencer marketing efforts, and today it seems we got our first little success story beginning in the works. So that's like really exciting. The weather has just been perfect by my standards here all week. I know I just complained about there not being snow, but it's just been so cold and cozy. And I just really love cold and cozy weather. So I've been enjoying it. I've talked about, so the last coffee shop I used to go to every day, I knew all the baristas there and I love them. I love them so much. I have some of them on Instagram still, so that's good. But I like kind of changed my coffee order and then started going to a different coffee shop. And I have really been liking it, and it's kind of been okay. And the baristas there are also really sweet, but I just like didn't really know them yet. And then a couple weeks ago, there was a time where, okay, a couple months ago, I went through and one of the baristas, I can't remember like what the context was, but she was like, I know your name, like, or like said something like, yeah, I know your name, like, because I guess she had called me by name. And I always mobile order. So, like, of course, you know my name. And also, Slay. Love that. But so I use that. She wasn't wearing a name tag. So I use that as like the natural opportunity to be like, and what's yours? You know what I mean? Like, chit chat. And so she told me her name. And then, like, a couple times after that, she like used a British accent when I like checked in. I was like, hey, I'm here to pick up a mobile order for Riley, blah, 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 blah. Did my little like stage play that I do every single day in the same tone and try to mix up so I don't seem like a robot. But so I did that. And she one day did like a British accent, was like, good to hear from you, pull through, darling, or something like that. And I was like so taken aback because that kind of wasn't her vibe, I didn't think. So I like went through to the window, got my coffee. That was like fun. Love those baristas. They're so fun. So then I went back a couple weeks ago and I hadn't been going to get my coffee over break. And she like told me I'm one of her favorite regulars. And it literally made my life, made my day. I was so excited. And it felt like a turning over of a new leaf to like know the baristas better at this new coffee shop. So I was really excited about that. So yeah, that was like fun. That was a highlight of my week. Little interactions like that really do make my day. I rode up in the elevator today with an older guy, and we have like a whole bunch of different offices in this building. And so we have like a few doctor's offices. And so he was looking for one of them. And it just so happens like we have one near us, near our suite. And so I was like, I know for a fact that, because he was like asking me, where are you going? Like, what floor? Yada, yada. And I felt pretty okay about whatever. Like, I was not afraid of, and hey, no one asked me if I was, but like I felt fine about being like, oh, I like work here, I work in this suite, like, you know what I mean? I basically just like gave him all my personal information right there on the spot without him asking. But I was like, and I know for a fact like that is a doctor's office. And he was super cute. He was telling me, well, I'm here early, so I got time, blah, 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 blah. It was just a cute interaction. And I am gonna kind of wonder though, it's a bummer because like for sure, like whatever doctor appointment would be over by now. So I like kind of don't know if he made it to the right place, but that's gonna nag at me like not knowing. But maybe he'll come back for like another checkup or something, and I'll get to be like, hey, was it the right one? Because I realized afterwards, like there could be like 3. I think he could be needing one on the top floor, he could be needing one on our floor, or there's like a lab place on one of the floors too. So he could have been talking about that one. But he was sort of laughing. He was like, all I have is the appointment time and a phone number. That's it. So shout out to him. I really hope like he got it all figured out. But he was delightful. That was like a fun little interaction. But yeah, I like live for little moments like that. So I was so excited when my baristas at this coffee shop knew me and were like telling me that they enjoy me because I enjoy them every day. And so I am always grateful that it's that I'm not an annoying customer that comes through every day. You know what I mean? I like to be a positive regular if I'm going to be a regular, you know? So that's fun. Today's kind of different too. I normally have a meeting in the mornings on Friday, but we're having it in the afternoon today. And actually is at the same time as one of my other meetings. So I moved that meeting. So then now I have back-to-back meetings. And as someone who just told a story of two very, very small interactions I had with people, you may be able to guess. And also by the fact that I talk and talk and talk and talk and talk when I'm on live. I am a people person. I enjoy people and meetings, honestly. I like meetings. I like them a lot. And so I'm excited to have back-to-back meetings and on a Friday. God has smiled on me. You know that I'm sure it's like a real hymn or a song, but it also was like it was like a trend, an audio meme for a bit. That's what I'm referencing. But yeah, so that's the vibe. Anything else? No, other than I really need to find out what is going on with my thumbnails. It's like really dumb and annoying and sad that I tried to fix it and thought like I actually thought for sure this is it today. Like I fixed it. I'm just gonna have to do the thumbnails this way from now on because I got it all figured out. And so the fact that it is worse, ooh, the fact that it's worse is so funny, y'all. Like it's hilarious. Oh, I made 2 phone calls today too, which is really impressive and wonderful in a world that is increasingly becoming a world of phone trees and emails. And fill out the when is good form and let me know when we can have a AI chatbot session and blah 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 blah. We're working on doing some like company apparel stuff internally, and so I have been taking care of that. And the company we were working with needed me to, rather than just filling out a form, like we've worked with other merch people and they just send you a proof and you just click yes or no or whatever, you know. I have to call and approve. And so I did that this morning, and I did it a couple days ago, and she like had me pull up like the actual number codes for the thread colors, which was really fun for me actually. And she was lovely. And then today, similarly, it was a different gal, but she was similarly lovely. So that was like that was also fun little note to start the day off on. But yeah, I think that's probably everything. I don't know why this evolved into me telling you all the human interactions I had today, but I had a dog interaction too. My little bestie at home, his name is Dennis. Last night before bed, I said, good night. And I like tucked him in. He's a little wiener dog. I tucked him in and I said, I will come give you a little hug before I leave for work tomorrow. And normally he's like, especially right now that it's so cold, he's burrowed away and does not come out to see me when I leave for work. He had for a bit. He would come and walk me to the door, basically. But he hasn't done that in a while. But so when I was saying last night, I'll come in and I'll give you a little hug before I go to work, I kind of just expected like, okay, I'm gonna have, because sometimes I'll go over to his little bed and I'll move some of the blankets over and I'll pet him and say, okay, have a good little day, you know. But I came down the stairs this morning and it's like he remembered what I had said, because he had come out of his like little crate bed and was sitting in his like the bed that we have for him that sits in like the living room space, and he was like sitting with his little feet hanging over the edge and was like waiting for me. So cute. So I like went over to him and gave him a little hug, but I was cold too. I was like, I'm gonna tuck you in. It's cold. So I pulled one of his little blankets out and tucked him in. So yeah. Yep. Those are all the interactions I have had today and will have today. Thank you for tuning in. I hope this has been a positive interaction for you. Not a lot of interactivity, but I hope similarly to Dora, where there's sort of a call and response vibe. I hope sometimes that you feel very comfortable with talking over me, just speaking while I'm speaking. Maybe I will speak and it will feel sort of like a rhetorical question for you, and you will choose to respond anyway. I really want this to be an open and lively atmosphere that I'm creating here, so feel free to talk as much as you care to. I can't hear you, but I do hope to be an affirming presence in your day. Okay. Thank you, and I will see you again on Monday. Bye bye. Bye bye. Okay, bye bye. Okay, bye. Yeah. Bye.